Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 6.
Breaking now, smoke and suspicions swirling throughout Nebraska. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rod Fowler. Good to have you with us. As we come on the air tonight, we're following two big breaking stories. New video coming into the newsroom showing really a different vantage point shot from above of last night's massive hotel fire that we had here in Lincoln. And tonight, LFR revealing the cause. We're going to have more on that in just a second. But first, disturbing details is coming to light about a dark plan to attack Sunday's UFC event in Washington, D.C. Governor Pillen, first to confirm today, one of the people involved in the plot is from Nebraska. We're taking a live look at the White House. You can see they're still slowly tearing down the UFC setup. This is the site of what could have been a Sunday night massacre. Here's what we know about the planned attack at this point. 5 people are under arrest in connection to the plot the FBI was able to stop. 2 of them are from California, 1 from Ohio, 1 from Missouri, and then there's Abraham Alvarez of Nebraska. Officials say the 5 planned where snipers would be positioned and where drones could fly into the event, delivering explosives. We've been reading through the documents, learning more about Alvarez's involvement. And Channel 8's Meg West joins us in the newsroom. Meg, really, she's answering 2 big questions tonight. Number 1, what was the Nebraska native's potential role? And how did the FBI track him down? Hi, Meg.
Good evening, Rod. Definitely a disturbing Nebraska connection emerging in this foiled terrorist plot. Abraham Hermosillo Alvarez. He's one of those 5 that you mentioned arrested in this investigation. He calls Omaha home. According to newly unsealed court documents, the FBI identified that Alvarez, who allegedly went by the name Shepard, was using an encrypted chat application to plan, organize, and direct the attack. Their top targets were allegedly President Trump, Vice President Vance, Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and Elon Musk. Investigators say they traced the IP address connected to those messages, leading FBI agents to Alvarez's home in Omaha. Authorities also allege Alvarez posted messages about building explosive drones, writing, "as many and as deadly as we can get." In one of the alleged messages, Alvarez identified an abandoned church in the village of Western in Saline County. He was marking it as a safe location for members of the group. And I researched that church today and discovered through county records that Alvarez purchased the abandoned building back in 2023 for $5,000. We went out today and visited that church and spoke with a resident of Western who wanted to stay anonymous. We asked her how it feels to learn about the community's connection to what authorities say could have been a tragic attack.
When we found out what was happening, it was kind of a gut punch, you know, for something this drastic to happen in our community. It scares you to know that things can fly under the radar so easily. So close to home. The FBI that protected this whole entire country literally just protected our small town. And it's a name that these people in Washington, D.C. hear, is this small town of 200 people.
Imagine their shock when members of this small rural community saw FBI uniforms around their town Sunday night. Jessica Brandt sharing these photos of the commotion to the Village Facebook page, asking if anyone in there knew what was going on, saying unmarked vehicles, 10 sheriffs, and the FBI were all there. Many theorizing about what could have been happening before learning the sinister truth. Now, the charges listed for Alvarez are conspiracy to commit murder and conspiracy to commit offense against the United States. We, of course, will bring you updates as they roll in on air, online, and, of course, on the Now Local News app. In the newsroom, Meg West, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Meg. When the news broke of the FBI making these arrests this morning, our team here at Channel 8 broke the news to you on the Now Local News app. First, you can scan the QR code on your screen to download the app for free. When we get more questions answered about this harrowing plot, we will bring you the answers first on our app. The other big story breaking at this hour, investigators locating a key clue revealing the cause of a hotel inferno that we first told you about last night at 10 in North Lincoln. Channel 8's Danielle Da Silva back on the scene today near 27th and Superior after being there for hours last night as the blaze was burning. Danielle, what can you tell us about today?
The reason for the fire, a careless cigarette. It was improperly disposed of outside of this building right here where I'm standing. It caused a chain reaction that allowed trapped heat and smoke inside of this wall to spread upwards to the roof and cause an explosion. Anxious for answers after a devastating fire, and now we have some. A minute-by-minute account of all the effort it took to contain the flames of the North Lincoln Hotel.
The entire roof space was obviously in flames and going, and that was happening right as Lincoln Fire and Rescue was getting on scene.
LFR spokeswoman MJ Learman detailing how things unfolded during Monday's fire. Crews going directly into the building, medic units dispersing water from outside and above.
We searched until we were absolutely needing to come out. So they did an all emergency out. At that point, the roof was collapsing. The third story was collapsing into the second story, and it was dangerous for our crews to be in there.
The flames first noticed by a passerby around 6:50 p.m. He alerted the hotel manager, who set off the fire alarm. And good thing, since there aren't any detectors located within the attic.
Due to the construction at when this was built in 1993. So that smoke and smoldering went all the way up to the attic space where there is not a stop either.
Items inside the hotel will most likely never be recovered.
There's no going in, no going in. They are out, whatever they had in there.
Total loss from this fire, $7 million. LFR says they're thankful it didn't happen overnight when most people would be sleeping and possibly miss their alarms, adding the importance of following fire alarms when they happen. Reporting from the scene, Danielle De Silva, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Danielle. Crews are resting and getting ready for the next call for help after a very busy day yesterday. The Lincoln Firefighters Union bringing attention to it in this post, highlighting the multiple fires they were battling in just a span of a few hours. Take a look at this behind me. These are the 3 fire scenes across the city yesterday. Channel 8 was reporting from, beginning with a garage fire on North 9th Street. Not much later, a mill fire at 62nd and Cornhusker, and of course then finally the fire at the Fairfield Hotel. Our team returning to the scene of that garage fire today to get a look at the damage. Take a look at this, the char left behind, including that vehicle. Severe damage sustained. We talked to one of the neighbors who didn't want to go on camera but told us a great story. He says an 11-year-old boy was the first person to call 911 as the fire broke out. He says another neighbor then broke down the door to rescue the elderly couple who lives inside the house before firefighters arrived. You know, the Channel 8 team always updating the Now Local News app. Last night, Mackenzie Johnson sent in 9 videos giving the breaking details in real time of the hotel fire. Scan the QR code on your screen to download the app for free. It's the best way to be informed and ahead of the curve when terrifying events like this happen in our area. Let's get a look at your first forecast, shall we? On this Tuesday, another nice day with sunshine, really not too humid. In fact, Rusty, I was driving into work today with my window down. Yeah, really? That's me. I gave the AC a little break. Had nothing to do with gas mileage. No. How much longer will I be able to do that with the windows down? Let's check in with Rusty to see how things are shaping up.
Probably not tomorrow. There's 2 things that will prevent that from happening. A lot of wind and heat that will likely get closer to 90 degrees tomorrow, especially in southeast Nebraska. So probably roll the windows back up and turn the AC back on. But it's nice out there right now. We have mostly to partly cloudy skies with, hey, that sunset is just after 9 p.m. And we'll drop to around 77 degrees by sunset, 74 degrees by 11. And that southwest wind, notice 10 to 20, 10 to 25, 15 to 30. Yeah, it's going to pick up as we head through the overnight. 6th and Perkins on your Shones roofing cam, looking at the Beatrice camera as everybody obeying the rules of the road. Well done, everybody. 82 degrees with a little bit of a southeast wind at 10 miles per hour. A few clouds here and there, a spot sprinkle on the other side of Sioux City, and that's really about it. Upper 70s and lower 80s for much of the eastern half of the state. Western half of the state already in the 90s. All of that heat's headed our way. Very low dew points though, 30s, 40s, and 150. That's it in Columbus at 50 degrees. A bit of a south wind that will turn around to the northwest and really pick up tomorrow. Temperature-wise, I think we'll drop into the lower 70s with a chance at a sprinkle or 2 in north central and northeast Nebraska overnight. We'll have more on the rain chances, which will take a while to get here in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Stay with us. We have more heading your way after the break, including lining the perimeter. The South Fork fire is growing in size. What step crews battling the fire are taking to eventually reach 100% containment? We're back in 60 seconds. Now, crews are still busy battling against the South Fork fire. The fire now spanning more than 39,000 acres. But although the fire continues to grow, containment is growing right along with it. Check out this map from Rocky Mountain Team 2. Everything outlined in black is contained by firefighters. That massive fire is now 64% contained. And a great update, a line is now in place around the entirety of the fire perimeter, giving firefighters a better shot at 100% containment soon. Here's Operations Section Chief Mike Reed with what strategy they're taking to reach full containment.
Still our uncontained piece of fire. The bulk of our resources are working in here, hand crews and a combination of engines. And we're continuing to patrol and mop up along that line. The more time we can get in there and mop up those spots, the more successful and the better it's looking.
Nebraska crews are getting help from Colorado in this fire. A team from Arvada posting these pictures of their help. We'll keep you posted as containment gets closer to that 100% mark. New at 6, the Buffalo County Sheriff's Office adding new pieces of equipment to their tool belt. They recently received donation of 3 Carter Kit sensory bags to help their deputies when interacting with people with autism and sensory processing disorders. The bags include calming tools like noise-reducing headphones, fidget tools, and visual communication aids. They're hoping these tools will create a more positive interaction during law enforcement contact.
It was a pretty decent day today. Not a lot of wind, low dew points, plenty of sunshine, comfortable temperatures. That changes tomorrow. On the forecast when we come back.
Well, right now, Nebraska for Us is calling attention to a major issue. Some students are facing food insecurity during the summer when they're not able to have daily school meals. To help combat this, they hosted a food drive today at Meadowlark Coffee and Espresso. They partnered with the Food Bank of Lincoln and Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach to help make this possible. KLKN headed to the food drive to speak with them and learn more about why this drive is crucial for kids this summer.
We are collecting food today for Matt Talbot and the Food Bank of Lincoln to bring awareness to the SNAP cuts and rising food prices.
They say they also hope this food drive will uplift people to spread the word about food insecurity and make a positive change in their community.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Until we can get some precipitation, we will likely see red flag warnings for this area over and over and over again if it's windy, warm, and low dew points, and that's exactly what's going to be happening out west. So any fire that gets started, really anywhere, but especially in this area, any fire that gets started could get out of control quickly. High wind alerts, wind advisories for northeast and southeast Nebraska. This is through Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon here. I'll show you why in a few. First, let's take a look at what happened today. Right around 80, so 86 is normal. A below average day. Temperatures for lows is about normal. Precipitation, we're still above average for the month, but not the year. We'll hope we might catch up with it by the end of the weekend. 21st and L Street, Allocam, a few clouds have streamed in and really kept our temperatures at bay. We're much warmer in the western half of the state. Look at all those 90s. 94 in McCook, Ogallala, Chadron, all at 94 degrees. We're at 81 in Lincoln, 79 in Columbus, also 79 in Nebraska City, Falls City. A comfortable 77. Also comfortable the dew point. A lot of 40s and 50s out there. We all know that'll change, so enjoy it while it's here. It is going to be hot tomorrow, but the dew point doesn't look like it's going to be an issue yet. We'll save that for July and August. Wind speed is nothing yet. That will change. Notice the wind gust, 17, 22, 29, close to 30. It will pick up in a couple of different spots. Down here first, right there. That's why there's a wind advisory for southeast Nebraska early tomorrow morning, 30, maybe 40 or 45 miles per hour. But calm up here where there's another wind advisory. Well, that changes right there as we head into late morning into the afternoon hours, 30, 40, 45 mile per hour wind gusts, maybe even higher than that. But most of north central and northeast Nebraska, very windy. The rest of the state, 30, 35, maybe 40 mile per hour wind gusts in the afternoon. And as soon as the sun goes down, zoop, the wind dies down and we quiet down for a while. No precipitation out there right now, just partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. A few raindrops over there on the other side of Sioux City. Not a whole lot going on for much of the state. If you need, well, we all need rain. If you want to see rain, maybe north central and northeast Nebraska, but for the most part, clearing that sky out. Now, we do have a chance for some strong to severe storms after Wednesday, after Thursday, after Friday. This is Saturday, long way away. But the Storm Prediction Center already has us in this possible risk with not a higher chance yet, but there is a potential for severe weather. This is why, and this is the European model. You can see the storms start to pick up around 7, 8, 9 o'clock, so the evening hours, and could linger until the overnight hours. I'm hoping it starts as severe weather and ends as just a rain potential, because we'd much rather have the rain overnight, that's for sure. But as we head into Sunday morning, this all starts to taper off and more rain off to the west. How much rain are we talking? It could be substantial. This is new right here. This popping up, this could be over 4 inches of rain, so that's too much at once. But if we could get a solid soaking of rainfall over the weekend, I know it's Father's Day. I have outdoor plans. I'm sure a lot of dads do, but there's a lot of us that really need the rain, so we'll see what happens. Temperatures tonight around 70. So a warm start to the day. We'll easily get into the upper 80s and lower 90s. 80s for the rest of the duration. A chance for a rain late Friday. The better chance will be Saturday and Sunday, and then another small chance next week.
Thank you, Rusty. Right now, the Lincoln Lancaster County Health Department is learning about barriers to youth sports. They're doing so by providing people with a quick survey so they can make youth sports more accessible to the future. They're directing the survey to people who have children that are either playing or interested in joining youth sports. They're asking what challenges parents have faced getting their children into sports. The health department has a link to it on its website. Coming up next, we're heading into the Sports Zone with Nate. What do you have on deck for us today?
Yeah, we're going to be taking a look at the College World Series and kind of an update as the semifinals approach, but also we're going to talk some Huskers softball and update some awards, a new addition for next year's team. That and more next.
This is
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, sponsored by Greens Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports with Sports Director Nate Johnson. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Hey, what's going on? It's Nate Johnson rocking with you on this beautiful Tuesday. 4 teams facing elimination today in Omaha. Both North Carolina and Oklahoma have already punched their tickets to the semifinals in the College World Series. The action started with West Virginia and Troy. The Mountaineers beat Troy 7-5 to open play at the College World Series. Today, round 2 for these two. North Carolina sent West Virginia to the elimination bracket in a 5-2 game. Troy took down Ole Miss after the loss to West Virginia. And today, well, it was once again all things Mountaineers. Country Road leading them to a rematch with North Carolina tomorrow. The final between these two, 12-0, West Virginia taking the victory. As for tonight, Georgia and Texas will battle for the final spot in the semifinals. A date with Oklahoma awaits tomorrow night. Tonight, though, first pitch is set for 7 p.m. on ESPN. Georgia won the first meeting between these two, that game ending in a 7-1 Bulldog win on June 13th. From the College World Series to professional baseball, let's check in some of our local teams, starting with our Lincoln Salt Dogs, who welcome the Winnipeg Golden Eyes to the Cornhusker State. First pitch from Haymarket Park is set for 6:35 p.m. The Storm Chasers are on the road tonight, taking on St. Paul. And in action right now are the Kansas City Royals as they take on the Nationals. Staying on the diamond, checking out the ladies' side of things, we got some Husker softball news. 4 Husker student-athletes made the College Sports Communications Academic All-America teams. Hannah Kemzine, Jordy Fromm, and Casey Hoffman were named to the 2nd team, while Jessie Farrell earned a spot on the 3rd team selection. All 4 were huge pieces to this year's squad, and they all accomplished a lot for this team. Congrats on the honors. And sticking with Huskers softball, Nebraska added an arm to its pitching staff with the transfer of Lauren Booty from Ohio State. In 2025, she was named to the Big Ten All-Freshman team and finished her freshman campaign with a record of 21-9 in the circle. Booty battled injuries during the 2026 season and ended the year with a 7-7 record and 5.99 ERA. Finally, the FIFA World Cup has, been some of the best teams in the World Cup are playing today. France taking on Senegal. Started slow, but they took care of business 3-1. The final, powered by Kylian Mbappe, scored 2 goals. Norway and Iraq are in action as we speak. Norway leading 2-1 in the 2nd period. And the reigning champs, Argentina, play tonight at 8 p.m. That'll do it for sports, though. Rod will send things back over to you.
All right, thank you, Nate. Let's get a final check of the weather with Rusty. And is it okay if I have my windows open tonight for supper break?
Yes.
Driving around?
Yeah.
It feels good.
Wind blowing through your hair. Oh. You got your sunglasses on. I can see it now. There's no precipitation out there, just a few clouds here and there. Temperature-wise, comfortable for eastern Nebraska. You're looking at a lot of 80s, even some upper 70s. It is really warm off to the west, though. It will cool off, but we heat up tomorrow. Southeast Nebraska, pretty close to 90.
Now, Rusty, there's enough hairspray in here. It's not moving an inch. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have yourself a great night. We'll see you at 10.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join. Ernie's Mattress for